Welcome into a packed house here in Scottsdale, Arizona, as we wind our way to the conclusion of the round-robin phase of the AAC hockey playoffs here for 18U this season. The final game of the round-robin for both these teams is Mission against the AHU Knights tonight. And the math is as straightforward as it will be difficult for both teams here. Win, and you move on. Lose, and your season is over. Mission started out the playoffs with a win over the junior Sun Devils by a score of 4-1. Then over the weekend dropped their contest with the Bobcats 9-4. For AHU, it was the reverse. They dropped their first game to the Bobcats 9-1 and then defeated the junior Sun Devils by a score of 6-3. Goal differential doesn't matter at this point. Both teams sitting on one win. Bobcats on two heading into their final game tonight. It's win or go home for the Knights and for Mission. Good to see Caden Thompson back out on the ice warming up tonight. He took a vicious slash to the back of the head in the game with the Bobcats that sent him to the emergency room. He looks good to go. For the Knights, they'll be without the services of number 3, Anthony Woodall, who picked up 27 penalty minutes in the dying seconds against the Sun Devils. He will have to sit out this contest and hope that his team wins and allows him to move on to play in the next round. The Knights will be the away team tonight in their black jerseys with silver trim. Mission, the home team, white jerseys and red pants. We'll get to the starting lineups as they take the ice. There's the horn for the end of warm-ups. Mission and AHU on its way next. Mark Melissa leads the Mission team into this game tonight. 4 goals, 7 points through 2 games. It's Luke Phillips, number 86 for the Knights, that leads his line. 3 goals, 5 points through the opening 2 games. Jacob Olsen in net to start for the Knights. And it will be Oliver McNeil making his 3rd start in a row here for Mission. Again, Caden Thompson was injured and had to leave the game against the Bobcats early after coming into the lead. He will take a spot on the bench. 5 skaters on the ice. It's going to be Hoover, Steele, Melissa as the forward line, Burgess, and Cordova as the defensive pair. 17 minutes on the clock. 3 periods to go for one team tonight. And we're underway. Melissa across the line. Early save made by Olsen. Played out. Cordova keeps it in. Bouncing puck just skipped over Hoover's stick. Kept in by Burgess. Behind the net. Melissa tries to play Hoover. It bounces over him. Now cleared out to neutral ice. Picked up by Coots. Coots makes his way past Cordova. Burgess racing back, making sure he doesn't have a line on the net. Steele pokes the puck away. Gets it to Melissa. Melissa for Cordova. Just couldn't find the connection. Now flips it in deep. He takes the hit to do so. Heads for the bench. Knights able to clear their lines. Cordova Looking ahead for Steele. He's able to tap that in deep. He's going to follow in. Hoover lays it down to his stick. Hoover tangled up as he tries to fire away. Arm in the air. First penalty coming up. And it's going to be against the Knights. Jarvis in the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Mission to the man advantage. Cordova tied up on the face-off dot. Lewis able to glove that down at the blue line. Dumps it in deep. Cordova behind the net. Looking for a lane. Finds Steele. Steele out to Roth. Lewis. Behind the net again to Cordova. Looking for a passing lane. Pick play by Roth. Played across. In! No! Are you kidding me? That was off the white in the back of the net, but no goal. Missed call early here in this game as Mission had the puck in the back of the net, but it was waved off. Steele now across the line. Steele goes all the way behind the net. Cordova. Cordova takes a shove in the back, able to get the puck to Roth. Just over a minute to go, still on the man advantage. Lewis. Melissa. Melissa fires, that's saved and covered. Great set play going to the back post. It looked from here that had been tucked into the side netting. And that was waved off by the official on the ice. Steele able to keep the puck in the zone. Just past the stick of Cordova. Wormlinger picks it up. Backhand past the center of the ice. Flips it down deep over the head of Roth and Lewis. Lewis chasing, has Duffy with him. Lewis set to exit the zone, finds Steele. Steele into the offensive zone, leaves for Cordova. Cordova backhand pass, looking back for Roth. That's banked off the glass and out. Lewis takes possession. 20 seconds to go on the penalty. Long cross ice pass, left for Steele. Steele across the line to Cordova. Cordova cuts to the slot. His shot saved. Now Melissa with it. Melissa back to Steele. To Cordova. Banks it off a skate. It's intercepted by Duffy. Now it comes Jarvis. Jarvis chasing after Lewis. Lewis sends it a backhand pass around to Roth. Roth flips out of the zone off the stick of Barron. Back in deep. Lewis needs to play it. Sends it around. Ace Barron will pick it up in his own zone. Now Roth. Looking to get it out to Martin. Phelps with a shot. That's saved by McNeil. Duffy able to keep it in the zone. Roth will pick up from behind the net. Just past Martin. Burgess on it. At the halfway line, he'll dump it in. Mission able to complete their line change. Hoover out on the ice now. Burgess able to backhand that to the wall. Vert with it. Exit pass deflected, still tied up back behind the net. Comes out, save McNeil. He'll hold on. 12:54 to go. In the opening period, still scoreless here in Scottsdale. Steele ties up the defensive zone face-off. It's Cordova that comes away with it. He plays it around the glass. Pass Lopez out of the zone. One touch pass from Melissa finds Steele. 3-on-2 chance. Steele going wide. Goes behind the net. Still wrapping around to his forehand. Sends one back door. And Melissa couldn't grab it. Hoover stops the puck behind the net. Hoover again. Finds Cordova crashing down. That's saved, but it's kept in the offensive zone for Mission. Hoover poked away. Cordova keeps it in. That banks off a leg and heads out to neutral ice. Cordova still on it with possession. Finds Burgess. Long pass ahead. Hoover will one-touch that into the zone. And Mission will start a line change. Cordova keeps the puck in. Sends it back towards Hoover. No backup looking for Cordova. Keeps it in at the line. Sends it to the far corner. Mission will continue its change and keep the pressure on the Knights. Hoover behind the net. On his backhand. Looking for Lane. Looking for Van Stone. His stick was lifted at the last second. And the Knights now able to clear. Jake Johnson takes it around. Allowed to go past Van Stone all the way out to Luke Johnson. Luke breaks to the offensive zone. Poked away from him. Van Stone on it. Van Stone shot! Riffles off the outside of the netting. Knights able to pick a pocket. Kuntz unhappy couldn't get to it first. Now Jake Johnson on it in his defensive end. Sends a long pass down. And that is icing waved off. Olsen forced to play it. Play coming at him. Stuck behind his net. Played out front. No one able to send the last touch and get it home. Now out front. Tied up. Loose puck. Still shoveled under the goalie. And we're going to get a whistle and a stoppage. Olsen bailed out as his defender able to push that back underneath his pads. 10:56 to go. Martin to take the offensive zone face-off. Has Cunningham and Barron with him. Won by the Knights. Taken behind their net. Banked up off the glass and out of the zone. Cordova to Burgess. Pass forward. Barron able to tip that ahead. Melch clears it out to Brown. Nice try to come the other way. Mission able to slip forward. Cunningham into the offensive zone. Tied up. Nice regather. Able to clear. Cordova, long pass, clears the zone. Barron touches it towards the logo. Now played back. Loose puck gathered by Brown. Cordova flips it up out of the zone. Kicked down by Jarvis. Jarvis will dump it in. Knights will get their change in. Now Cordova tries the flip pass again. Able to set it down. Again, it's Jarvis on it, but he got it deeper this time. So Mission able to work on their line change. Turned over to Hoover. Hoover on his forehand shoots just wide. Poke check away. Melissa trying to find Steele crashing in. Ross sends one to the back glass. Picked up by Hoover. Hoover to Melissa. Cordova. Back to Melissa. Now down low to Hoover. Looking backdoor to Melissa. Couldn't find the connection. Now played off the skate of the official as he was trying to get it to Jackson Steele. Cordova off the near wall. Plays it back behind the net. Hoover looking out front for Steele. That was deflected. Steele picks it up. Around to Roth. Roth can't keep it at the line. Jumps over his stick. Tangled up with Couch. Played back by Melissa. Couch on the forecheck for the Knights, but Melissa able to get it to Roth. J.J. Roth now plays the long pass ahead to Jackson Steele. Steele forces one forward, takes Grant down as he does it. Duffy with the puck for the Knights in the attacking zone. Has Couch with him, drop pass, knocked away by J.J. Roth. Steele loses possession in the neutral ice. Leaves a hit on Stakovitz and then takes a cross check to the back from himself. Steele looking to try and get to Hoover. Hoover tangled up and an icing whistle here. 8:16 to go. Still scoreless in the first period. Mission out shooting the Knights 6-2. Just over halfway through the opening frame. Again, winner of this game goes on to the championship series, the best of three against the Bobcats. Lewis to take the offensive zone face-off. Has Van Stone and Johnson with him, and it's won by the Knights. Looking for a way to exit the zone. Touch pass. Now a step around Lewis. It's Wormelinger. Wormelinger's shot deflected by Burgess. Gets it back, keeps it in the zone. Now it's picked up by Cordova. Cordova's exit pass is tipped. Luke Johnson delays getting to it. Lopez able to keep it in the zone. Lopez out front for Phillips, and Phillips finds the back of the net, and it's Knights 1, Mission 0 here in the first period. Knights win the faceoff. They play the puck towards their own bench. It's dumped in by Martin. Diffusion by the net. Olsen gets the stick tangled up. Lucky not to get a hooking call of his own. Roth keeps the puck in at the line. Knights looking to get out of the zone there. They do. Jake Johnson there, able to get to it ahead of Wormelinger. Gets it across the line, sends it deep. Icing waved off as Phillips retreats. Gets it in front of his net. Now played deep. That goes past everybody, and that'll lead to another icing whistle. Puck tied up on the face-off dot. Hoover tried to get to it first. Knights able to play that up, and they'll get it up into the netting. It will be another offensive zone face-off coming up. Steal again as Hoover has Melissa with him. Cordova, Burgess, the defensive pair. They trail by a goal here midway through the first period. Melissa back to Burgess. Burgess keeps it in, returns. Sent towards the net. That's saved off the pads of Olsen. Exit pass blocked. Second chance cleared by Brown. Steele has to hold up at the line as that had just drifted across the blue. Now long pass played ahead looking for Kuntz. Cordova first to it. Gets it to Burgess. Burgess long pass ahead. Hoover controls. Gets it to Steele. Steele on the break to Melissa. Melissa's shot saved. Knights get clear. Cordova kicks that up into the air, but it's picked up. Brown has help across the line. His pass tipped away by Burgess. Centering pass. Finds Green at the blue line. Green sends it in deep. Cordova tangled up, taken down to the ice. And Burgess tries to play a long pass forward. Ends up going out of play at 5:57. Knights win the faceoff in their offensive zone. Played around looking for Van Stone. Past him. Luma has to retreat out to neutralize to gather it in. Now under pressure from Luke Johnson. Off the wall past Couch. Jarvis flips back to the offensive zone. Luke Johnson. And that's covered off the back wall by McNeil. We'll get a whistle 5:32 and another defensive zone faceoff coming up for Mission. Wind-up shot off the face-off, blocked up into the netting by Jonathan Lewis. 5:29 now on the clock. Stakowicz and Luke Johnson at the face-off circle. Held at the dot. Roth able to get to it first. He flips it out under the bar, and that's going to roll. And a weak icing call as Jarvis decided not to skate to the puck. 5:20 to go. Allows Mission to get a line change in. They'll go back to the Hoover-Melissa Steele line. And we'll get Burgess and Cordova back on the ice defensively. They win the face-off. Burgess banks it off the wall out to Jarvis. Picked off his stick by Hoover. Now Steele. Spinning with it, firing with it. Puck up and in play. That's puck off a stanchion. Cleared by the Knights. Sent back towards the offensive end. We come all the way back. Wormlinger pressuring Burgess. Burgess gets there first. Able to get it up the wall. Taken down by Wormlinger. Now out front. Jarvis keeps the puck in. Wormlinger has a shot, and that's a save by McNeil. Well, Mission having chances at the offensive end, but unable to get it past Olsen. And then struggling sometimes to clear their defensive zone, which has led to some chances for the Knights and led to their goal. Roth. Taken away from him by Vert as he gets tangled up. Wormlinger taken off the puck by Cordova. Now a long pass ahead, looking for Melissa just over his stick. Phillips flips the puck ahead. Wormlinger with it for the Knights. Taken away by Steele. Backhands it into the zone. Leaves the hit behind the net. Wormlinger gets the puck to the near wall. Vert across the line has Lopez with him as he tries to get past Cordova. He does. Now a 2-on-1 chance. Steele has Barron with him. Steele to his forehand. He shoots. Held on to by Olsen. .343 to go in the opening frame. Still Knights 1 and Mission 0 here in Scottsdale. Knights come away with the face-off in their own defensive end. Good forecheck by Martin, able to keep it in momentarily. Burgess plays it ahead off the stick of Barron. Cunningham then sends it in deep. Chased by Martin. Cut down by Cordova. Offside arm in the air, so Mission had to clear. Kuntz sends a shot that bounces up into the pads of McNeil, and he was lucky to hang on to that. Running off on the buck, but he's able to keep it out. Lewis, Johnson, and Ben Stone now on the ice as the forward trio. Jake Johnson and J.J. Roth out there defensively. Roth plays it off the wall, only out to Simmons. Simmons' shot partially deflected, took a lot of the sting out of it. Now Jake Johnson tangled up along the boards. That's out to neutralize. Simmons on it again for the Knights. Puck sent through. It's going to be grabbed down by McNeil. He'll allow play to continue. Simmons again. That's offsides. It's going to have to come a ways back. Face-off should be back over here where the pass was. But Knights win the face-off, lose the puck. Tangled up, Lewis trying to get to it. Bounced up into the air. Kuntz will recover. Takes it to the offensive zone. To his forehand, his shot blocked by Johnson. And the Knights play it out long. Van Stone, Luke Johnson on the forecheck. Kept in at the blue line by Lewis. Pokes it towards Van Stone. Van Stone to Johnson. He's got it taken away behind the net. Knights scoop it out to neutral ice. Burgess is there at the red line. He'll dump it back in. Mission clears the offsides, goes off for a line change. Brown turns the puck over in the offensive end. Melissa now to it. Finds Steele. Stakovitz takes the hit from Melissa behind the goal line, able to get the puck out as far as Couch. Couch now across the line, but he comes in offside. Duffy early on the jump at the blue line. 1:39 to go, first period. Mission trailing by a goal. Plenty of time here still to get it back. Couch able to keep it in along the near wall. Steps away. Burgess still shadowing. Burgess dives across. Just puts him off enough to get the shot wide. Melissa gets it across the line. Scooped in. Plays it back. Was looking for Hoover, but Hoover and Steele both kind of peeled off in opposite directions. Duffy. Backhand dump into the zone as we close in on the 1 minute mark. Cordova. Long pass ahead. Deflected. Bouncing. Steele across the line on side. Leaves for Melissa. Tries to feed back to Steele. To Hoover. Hoover in his skates. Back to Steele. Up top for Roth. Sends it back towards the corner. Flipped up. Kept in. Bouncing puck. Still loose. Still in the offensive zone. Now the Knights able to play it out. Cordova racing to get to it. He does get there ahead of Lopez. Long pass off the wall. Steele chasing. Jarvis first to it. Jarvis banks it off the wall. Knights clear the zone again. Sent back. Players tangled up. Offsides the call. And we're going to get an icing whistle. And a half on the clock here in the first period. Offensive zone face-off. One last chance here for Mission to tie it up here before the break. Steele, Hoover, Melissa, Roth, and Cordova on the ice. Puck tied up. Steele to it. Gets it back to Roth. Shot through traffic. Melissa takes the second chance. That's saved. Played off the wall. Out. Time winding down, and that's going to be it for period number 1. We hit the horn. And at the end of 17 minutes, it's Knights 1, Mission 0. Back to get underway for period number 2 in just a few seconds. Knights leading Mission by 1-0. Knights a distant 4th place most of the season. They did top this Mission team one time during the regular season, but they struggled for a long time, taking them quite a few months to get their first win. All it takes is 2 here. If they're able to steal this one out, they could move on to play against the Bobcats for the championship. And we're back underway. Mission wins the face-off at center ice. Flipped forward by Cordova. Looking for the path of Johnson. It's knocked away from him. Played in. Johnson offside. Now a long pass ahead. Tipped into the zone. Cordova trying to get there ahead of Kuntz. He does. Shrugs off a hit. Flips one high into the air. Racing onto it. Johnson able to poke it around one. Can't get it around the second, but Van Stone able to steal the loose puck. Lewis looking back for Johnson. That was tipped away, and the Knights have a chance to break out of their own zone. Kuntz trying to milk the contact for all it's worth there to buy a call along the boards. Not coming. Cordova spins, fires ahead for Lewis. Lewis flips to the line. That's knocked down by Gmelch. Kept in, looking back post. Kuntz had his stick lifted by Burgess. Bouncing puck, handled by McNeil. He gets taken down. Puck comes out and across the line, and that's going to allow him to grab his stick and get settled back in. Brown now at the line. Johnson looking ahead, just past Lewis, and Van Stone had gone off for a line change. Kuntz to the attacking zone, sends his shot high and wide. Cordova skates around 2 Knights players, gets it to Burgess, taps for the return, gets it. Now he's going right down Broadway. Has Melissa with him on his backhand. It's just poked away. Looks for Hoover, and that finds the tangle of skates. Duffy taken down. No call. Hand pass, the call. Hand pass was the call. It's going to be a face-off here at center ice. 15:01 to go. Steele, Hoover, Melissa, the forward trio on the ice as the Knights win the face-off. Jake Johnson with it. Plays it along the benches. Sent back. Roth banks it off the wall. Takes a square bounce back out at him. Roth now able to clear. Steele trying to get past Grant. He gets tangled up in the boards. And that kills the attack. Now played along the board. Duffy takes it out. Whistle coming. Cross-checking the call. Dive. Melissa to the box now. Cross-checking the call. $14:28 to go. Knights their first chance on the power play. Melissa in the box, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Face-off pops free to Van Stone. He'll carry it and then dump it in deep. Nice, bank it off the boards ahead, but again, it's Van Stone first to it. He dumps it in. He'll chase it himself. Pestering on the forecheck is Brandon Van Stone here, killing penalty time. 30 seconds already gone, and the Knights haven't even been able to get into the offensive zone a single time. Kuntz ducks it around Cordova. Kuntz shot! That one finds 5-hole, and now it's a 2-goal lead for the Knights. $13:56 to go, second period. Knights ahead by a pair. Cordova. D-to-D pass finds Burgess. Long ahead for Martin. It taps it into the zone. Cordova keeps it in at the line. Able to step away from a check. Crashing down, sends it into the glove of Olsen, and he'll hold on. Still plenty of time for Michigan to get back into it, but a 2-goal deficit. You're early in the second. Steele ties it up with the face-off. Dot shot by Melissa, tipped up high. And a rebound comes all the way out onto the zone. Burgess to Cordova. Cordova stretching play ahead. Now in, the tip pass goes just past Hoover. Lopez gets to it first, sends it along to the boards. Wrapped around, kept in by Burgess. Burgess from distance sends one low that went wide. Vert plays it towards the center of the ice. Big hit on Lopez. Cordova now gets tangled up with Melissa. Able to get the puck to the line, but not out. Crashing down, and that shot goes wide. Vert on the puck for a second chance. Looking into center. Now it's poked out to the line, kept in again. Michigan unable to clear as that goes up off the wall and deflected by a hand that's offsides. Jarvis on it. No call as Steele gets tangled up way behind the play with Lopez. Shot, saved. Banked off the boards and out. Lopez there. Hits Vert as he was in an offside position, no call. Vert now saved by McNeil. Played out, tipped long. Simmons getting his pocket picked. Melissa. Shot goes up and into the netting. Johnson taken down at the circle. Players tripped up everywhere. Stakovich across the line. Goes down hard from Roth. Played along the boards. Out of the zone. Luke Johnson races onto it. Shot right into the glove of Olsen. Late change. Not going to be allowed. Brown sent back. Johnson, Cunningham, Barron, the forward trio. Roth and Jake Johnson on the ice. Knights win the faceoff cleanly in their defensive zone. Luke Johnson fighting for the puck across the logo. Put back Simmons. Goes to dump it. That ends up out of play. And we'll get a neutral zone faceoff. Knights will be able to complete the change they wanted. This will be a defensive zone faceoff for Mission. Faceoff at the circle, pushed away by Mission, kept in by Luma. Now Roth on it, behind his own net. Around the boards for Melissa. Flipped puck, deflected. Kept in, shot goes wide. All the way along, past the blue line. Mission will get a chance to break out of their zone. Steele past the stick check. of Kuntz. Now plays it into the zone. He'll retrieve it himself. Squeezed off against the boards by Gmelch. Melissa steals the puck away from Kuntz. Returns to Steele. Steele looking for a shooting lane. That was deflected, then hit Hoover. Wraparound out front. Goes all the way through the crease. Can't find a friendly stick. Johnson sends it through. Loose puck out front. And that was grabbed up by Olsen in his glove. The line change for Mission. It'll be Luke Johnson, Brandon Van Stone, and Braden Martin. Puck tied up on the dot. Played back to the Knights. They'll flip forward. Burgess tries to jump in and get it away. Wormlinger now breaks forward with it. Wormlinger onside. Looking for Burt, covered by McNeil. That was directed on net, but kind of tangled up on his skates. 10:25 to go in the second. Mission trailing 2-0. Remember, we will have an ice cut here after the second period, a 12-minute break, and then be back for the third with a fresh coat. Knights win the faceoff. Shot blocked by Roth. Played out Martin. Martin able to get a backhand to Van Stone. Out to Cordova. Cordova banks one off a Knights player. He's sent in by Van Stone. Hoover can't quite get the handle on it. Puck goes past Phillips. Cordova racing on. Poke towards net. That's covered by McNeil. Dangerous play there. $9:50 to go. Second period. Steele to take the defensive zone draw. He gets tied up and taken down on the dot. Players fighting to get the puck free. Johnson able to force it out to neutral ice. Flipped back in. Johnson on it again. His exit pass. Hits Couch. Couch fans on his shot. Johnson able to pick it up. He'll send it along the boards. Melissa gains control. Melissa looking for Steele. That was intercepted by Simmons. Now Melissa on it. Loose pass by Roth. Turned over. Here comes Simmons. Simmons to the face-off circle, and he gets it past McNeil, and it's 3-0 Knights. Very sloppy by Mission there, and it led to a goal, and that could be the dagger. Trailing by 3, we're going to make a goalie change. Thompson's going to get sent out onto the ice. $9:10 to go, second period. McNeil making way for Thompson. Face off in the center, circles tied up. Van Stone fighting for it. The Knights come away with it. Kuntz sends his first shot wide of Thompson's target. Played the line. Grant keeps it in. Cordova plays ahead. Johnson couldn't grab it. Wormlinger now into the offensive zone. Burgess right there. Wormlinger cuts back. Pass deflected behind the net. Now out front, Thompson scrambling to get to his post. That goes off the outside of the net. Played to the line, kept in. Cordova. Pass intercepted by Phillips. Phillips now across the line to his forehand. His shot blocked. Cordova squeezes past the check along the boards. Flips the puck out, finds Martin. Martin 1-on-1. Nice defense coming back into it now. Van Stone absorbs the hit along the end wall. Luke Johnson tries to pull it free. It's Van Stone with it. Van Stone tries to center, finds Steele. Steele's shot saved. And then cleared to the side. Cordova one-timer. That hits a leg out front. Looks like that was Wormlinger. Luma with a swing at it. Steele settles. Steele shoots. It goes wide, and that's up out of play. More than halfway through period number 2, and it's the Knights 3, Mission 0. This one's getting away from the boys in red and white quickly. Face off. Won by the Knights. Played up the wall. Kept in by Roth. We get a whistle. Roughing the call here. It's going to go against Hoover. So Hoover to the box for roughing. The face-off coming in Mission's defensive end. 0 for 1 on the penalty kill so far tonight. Shot there. Thompson makes the save. Play to the line. Phillips keeps it in. And poked off his stick. Melissa loses an edge as he tried to chase it. Poked away from Vert. Melissa coming back into the play, able to disrupt things. Now played down deep around the boards. Steele's there. Keeps it in. Steele behind the net on his backhand. Now to the point, finds Roth. Roth tries to play it in with a placed pass. That's knocked away. Knights come the other direction. Phillips across the line. Thompson makes the save. It goes up out of play. Martin ties up the defensive zone faceoff. Burgess plays to the wall. Martin forces it towards the line, but kept in. Mission still kept in on the penalty kill. Puck in their own end. Cordova. Long pass ahead, able to get it out to center ice. Knocked down by Kuntz. Loose pass from Cordova ends up Wormlinger, then kicked away by Cordova. Now Van Stone with it. 2-on-1 chance for Mission if they hurry. Van Stone. He's got Martin with him. Van Stone with a shot. Rebound. Not enough in the path of Martin as he was chasing down that back post. Here come the Knights with a numbers advantage. Played through. We're there. Tapped in. Thompson makes the save and a second one, and then it's cleared. Phillips retreats to his own end line. 10 seconds to go on the penalty against Hoover. Hoover out of the box. Wormlinger on the puck. Back to 5-on-5. Nice player not able to get all in that shot. Play it ahead. Here comes Melissa. Melissa trying to feed Steele. Lifted, gets the puck back. Sends one softly in. That's poked away by Olsen. Back out to the line. Roth into traffic, and two Knights players coming the other direction. Roth able to get it back. Sends it into the skate of the official where it just stops dead. Wormlinger now cuts, loses the puck. Backhand shot wide from Duffy. Kuntz. Big hit from Roth. Takes Kuntz down. He loses the puck. Out front. Now cleared ahead to Hoover. Hoover on the rush. Finds Steele. Steele finds the back of the net. 3-1. We're back in the game. Great rush by Mission off the turnover, and they get one back. .447 to go. Now down a pair. Mission with the momentum. Johnson at the face-off circle. Knights player lost the stick. That's Simmons. Duffy. Shot goes behind the net. Nice, able to keep the puck in. Up over Thompson. Down goes Cordova away from the play. No call. Cordova picks the puck back up. Sends it along the boards and out. Couch goes wide. Sends a shot in. Thompson will glove that and hold on. And refs will clear up the Lumber. .411 to go. Second period. Again, we will have an ice cut coming up at the conclusion of this frame. Knights ahead, 3-1. Steele to take the defensive zone faceoff. Knights win it. Thompson, he'll glove that. Knights pressing forward with the 3-goal lead. Got caught on the break, and Mission now has cracked the door back open. Roth. Ahead for Van Stone. Van Stone, one-touch pass to Steele. Steele. Forced around, tries the backhand pass to center. Still a loose puck. Nobody can gain control over it. Played along the boards. Jake Johnson keeps it in. Sends the shot towards the net. Tapped by a defenseman. And then cleared out to neutral ice. Mission resets. Icing was waved off, then called. Take the defensive zone face off. Hoover tangled up along the boards. Bench shortening for Mission here late in the second period. Bouncing puck. Thompson's there. Rebounds off him and in the net. It's Brown with a goal. And the Knights back up by 3. Back underway. Long puck played. See, we'll get an icing whistle correctly that time. Martin wins the faceoff. Van Stone got tangled up, wasn't able to take possession of the puck. Here comes Phillips. Phillips across the line. He shoots. Thompson there. He'll hold on. Van Stone, stick lifted as he tries to pull free. Cordova comes away with the puck. He'll flip it up into the air. Bouncing puck, gloved down by Gamelch right at the line. Kept in, shot blocked. Cordova picks it up. Cordova Tangles, he gets taken down. There comes Martin. Martin leaves for Barron. Barron's shot blocked. He's going to be able to get to that first. Sends it behind the net for Martin. Martin battles Luma. Luma gets the best of it now. Van Stone sends it back towards Martin. Flipped up back to neutral ice. Mission retreating 2.5 to go. Period number 2. They trail by 3 again. Long pass ahead looking for Phillips. Off his skate. Skates around to check by Jake Johnson. Shot through. There's traffic. Right in front. No goalie interference call is in the crease. "5-1 now the score. And a timeout taken by Mission. Minutes to go. Mission now trails by 4. Puck dropped right to the Knights forward. Unbelievable at this point. Knocked down by Cordova. Played out. Now ahead Hoover. Kicks it forward. Hoover racing Jarvis. Melissa tripped up. Penalty coming. Cordova. Tangles able to keep the puck in and then turned over in the Knights. Penalty coming up. Interference the call. Better late than never, I suppose. 2 minutes on the power play. Mission a chance to claw one back before the end of the second here. Puck played back post and in. That time they count it, and it's quickly 5-2 now in favor of Mission. They had a goal on their very first power play opportunity that was waved off after hitting the back bar. Back underway now. Mission trailing by 3. Shot sent in. That's saved by Olsen. Kept behind the net. Minute and a half, period number 2. Settles on the back of the net, and we get a whistle after it popped loose. Correct call for a frozen puck, though. 1:16 on the clock. 5-2 on the scoreboard in favor of the Black Knights. Face off, pulled back. Cordova keeps it in, sends the pass towards Melissa. Now Steele. Back to Hoover. Knights able to just sit down in front of their own net. That pokes free. Now Cordova. Cordova loses control of the puck, able to get it back. Now Steele gets to Kuntz. Kuntz looking to get around Cordova. He does, sends a shot wide of the net. Now played forward, and we're going to get an icing whistle. 44 to go in the second. Again, ice cut coming up here at the end of this period. It'll be about a 10-minute break we'll take. We'll leave the stream running, step aside from the audio, and be back with the third and final period. As Mission tries to chase this Knights team, was jumped down to a 5-2 lead through almost 2 periods of play. Mission able to push the puck. Now it's to center ice. They carry to their offensive zone. Johnson able to steal the puck away. 30 seconds to go. Sends one towards the net. That's stick aside. Kept in by Lewis. We haven't seen him on the ice in a while. Melch now across the blue line for the Knights. Poked away by Roth. Roth looks ahead for Johnson. Johnson gets it across the line and then loses control. Gets taken out, and we get icing. 9.4 to play in the period. Offensive zone faceoff coming up for Mission. Faceoff, tied up, tangled up, clock ticking. Off the wall and over the stick of Cordova. He's out of gas, and that's it. We'll step aside, be back for the third period in just a little bit. Preps for the third and final period here in Scottsdale, where Mission trail by 3. It's 5-2 after 2. They're going to need quite the comeback here to continue their season past the next 17 minutes. They've got the goal scorers in them. They've put up big offensive numbers in the past. What they need to do is clean up some of the play in their defensive end and get some people moving around out in front of the net in the offensive end. Thompson will take his place back in the net at the end of the second period. And it'll be Hoover, Melissa Steele, Cordova, and Burgess on the ice in white. Both teams need a win tonight. Doesn't matter how it comes. It could go to overtime. But whoever comes out of here with the win will move on. Steele to the dot. Knights player skates in. Tied up. Knights win the faceoff. Play to hand. Pass for Brown is intercepted. Steele has it roll off his stick as he gains the offensive line. Back behind the net. Hoover. Hoover centering. Too hard for Melissa to carry. And it rolls away. And here come the Knights the other direction. A chance 3-on-2. Cordova sends Kuntz wide. Centering pass. Can't find a target. Steele's pass. Intercepted. Loose puck picked back up by the Knights. Hoover takes a shove. Down, offside are the Knights, so that'll give Mission a chance to break their lines. Here comes Steele. Steele, forehand shot. Steele nestles it into the back of the net. And it's 5-3. Less than a minute in. Momentum building. Mission went off for a line change. Steele continued his rush, kept it low along the floor, beat Olsen Pat's side, and we're down to a 2-goal game. Lewis, Johnson, Van Stone, Johnson, and Roth now on the ice. Face-off pushed back. Now it's controlled by Mission. Off the wall for Johnson. Johnson was looking for a body to hit, and the puck came right to his skates. Played forward. Johnson to the offensive zone. It's past one. Held up. Sends a shot that's blockered up high. Van Stone. Roth keeps it in. Roth sends the shot through traffic. That's deflected and goes wide. Jake Johnson. Through traffic, and Olsen swallows that up. Mission keeping the pressure on. Another short shift and a quick change. And the 5 that started the period back out on the ice again. Steele, Hoover, Melissa, Burgess, and Cordova. Steele sent straight down onto the face-off dot there. Melissa able to keep the puck in the zone. Hoover tangled up behind the net. Steele trying to pull it free. He does. On his forehand, sweeps back to Hoover. Hoover spins around, finds Burgess at the point. Burgess to Cordova. Through traffic, takes it in! And Mission are going to make it 5-4. Less than 2 minutes into the third period, and it's a one-goal game. All the momentum now on the white and red side as they've scored 2 here real quick to get us underway in the third. The Knights have to be wondering what's happening. Mission wins the faceoff. Puck bounces off a body, though. Couch keeps it in the offensive zone. Picked up by Stakowicz. That goes all the way across. Now through traffic. Thompson down. Thompson low. Makes the save. Cordova through traffic. Gets held. No call. Puck sent back. That's going to be an icing whistle here. 14-51 in a one-goal game. Four goals all coming off the stick of Jackson Steele so far tonight. It's Martin, Barron, and Cunningham in for the offensive zone faceoff. Fouled up. Barron with a shot from the faceoff, and that goes just wide. Martin now tangled up as he had the puck on his forehand. He's going to get it back to Roth. Roth sends one through. Oh, that went low, and dropping to his pads was Olsen. Just got a piece of it and sent it out. Long pass. Icing waved off. Insane wipe of the icing by the near side official as players were halfway across the ice from it. Played around the boards. Van Stone pokes it to the line, not out. Roth gets a piece of it. Roth will flip it out. Van Stone plays it along the boards, sends it forward. Lewis now. He has a hit along the corner. Jake Johnson trying to keep the puck in. It pops free. Kuntz guarded by Cordova. Cordova forces the play wide, and great defensive play by Jake Johnson, able to sweep that out to neutral ice. Vert back on it for the Knights. Left for Lewis. Lewis chips the puck in. Luke Johnson. That's played up along the wall, where it's grabbed by Burgess. Banked behind the net to Cordova. Offensive line change going on for Mission. Played out to Steele. Steele pushed off by Phillips. Phillips now to the offensive zone. Out to the outside of the circle. Thompson blockers that away. Steele skates through a check. He's bearing down in the offensive zone. Goes wide. Looking for a centering opportunity. Sends a shot up over the net. Cordova's going to keep it in at the point. Cordova from outside the circle shoots through traffic. That's saved by Olsen. Now Roth. Back to Steele. Back to Roth. 3 players on him. Traffic in front of the net. Looking for a chance. Up to Roth. Roth's going to fire this. It goes wide. Looking for a tip. Martin couldn't get it. Sends it to Luke Johnson behind the net. He's tangled up. Wormlinger going to bank that out to center ice. And we're going to get fresh skaters for both teams. Roth picks up the puck deep. Just over 12 minutes to go in the third period. Mission trailing now just by 1. Puck played out to Simmons. Simmons upended. We got an arm in the air, and tripping going to be the call. Jackson Steele to the box. Still 4 goals now, a penalty. Mission will need to kill this off, stay in it. 12:08 to go. Advantage Knights. They win the faceoff. Phillips shot from distance. Thompson's there to make the save. Cordova able to get to the puck. Banks it hard off the wall. Out to Van Stone. Van Stone has been great on the penalty kill so far tonight. Has the stick lifted. Phillips cycles behind his own net. Phillips forward to the offensive zone. Taken wide. Sends his shot over the net. Out. Kuntz can't control it at the line. Dumped in. Slapped down the ice. Controlled by Kuntz. Back to Phillips. Phillips into the offensive zone for the Knights. Takes it wide. Sends it behind the net. Roth beating Burt to it. Picked up. Hoover hits Roth with his exit pass. Van Stone's there to clean up the mess and get it out. Under a minute to go. Man advantage for the Knights. Good hit by Hoover on the forecheck. Puck sent across the ice. He'll continue to chase. Wormlinger picks it up. Wormlinger dumped hard into the boards. Thompson's there, and it beats Thompson low. And it's now going to be 6-4. Got him in the corner. See what's going on here as we wait for the officials to sort through the mess. On Maddox Hoover for the toe pick in the corner. Turned over. Van Stone. His shot blocked behind the net. Played out. Mission now down by a pair. The short Maddox Hoover for the remainder of this period. Long pass played ahead. Steele able to collect. Takes to the offensive zone. He'll bring it back out as he just tries to kill more time off the 2 minutes of the man advantage.
What are you doing?
41 seconds now. Long exit pass doesn't find it. Steele tries to dump it back to Roth, but he'd moved towards the center of the ice. Centering pass poked free. Thompson will cover. And we'll get a whistle with 24 seconds left to go on the penalty to Hoover. Face off drop. Burgess able to clear. Long pass finds Simmons. Simmons, the offensive zone for the Knights on his forehand. Goes up over the net. Bounced dangerously back towards the front. Now sunning him out. He'll make his way towards the bench. Again, Hoover still has to serve the 10-minute misconduct. Played out. Martin. Got a handle on it. Second chance. Can't. Left for Johnson. Johnson moves to his forehand. Gets tangled up. No call. Lewis taps the puck in. He'll chase it himself. Knights stronger, bigger, able to play that away. Roth sends the puck in around the boards. Lopez leaves it. Johnson tries to grab it off the boards. Can't pull it clean. Lewis sends a shot in. That's saved. Halfway through his third period. Mission down by a pair, 6-4. Again, this game can go to overtime, and Mission can still come out on top. It doesn't matter how they win. They just need to win. Knights keep the puck in the zone. Along the wall, Simmons loses out to Lewis. Lewis. Now it's Melissa. Melissa squeezes out of the zone. Sees a little light in front of him, has a shot that's blockered away. Chases to the corner. Cross-check goes uncalled behind the play. Played out. Van Stone sends it in deep. Van Stone's out on the top line momentarily. Roth plays it forward, gains the line. Big hit delivered by Steele behind the net. Cordova's going to pick it up along the half wall. Roth, one-timer. Didn't get enough on it. Here comes Burt. Cordova around one, drives the net. He's taken down hard out front. No call. That was up in the helmet. And then he gets hit again behind the play. Unbelievable no calls as Mission just hung out to dry by these officials. First, the high hit to the head of Cordova in the crease, and then the second hit, the cross-check to the back afterwards. Neither deemed a penalty. Wrong colored jerseys on tonight, it would seem. Puck forced out to neutral ice. Cordova with it. Flips it forward, goes off for line change, bouncing puck. In on net, dealt with by Olsen. Van Stone tangles up along the end wall. He pulls it free. Back out to Burgess. Burgess stands on his shot, tangled up in his skates. Here comes Phillips the other way. He has Kuntz with him. Great defensive play by Lewis. Breaks up the pass. Played long. Phillips again on the attack. This time drifting wide on his forehand side off the outside of the post. Lewis overskates it. Kuntz able to pick it up. Swinging backhand to find a target. Hit away from the play. No call. Burgess able to get the puck out to neutral ice. Cordova now across the line. Cordova fighting through stick checks. Steal on the doorstep. Jams it home. And it's 5-6 now. Mission less than 5 to go. Trailing by a goal, less than 5 to play in regulation. Cordova tries to steal the faceoff away, now kicked in by Melissa. Chases Jarvis down to the corner, able to keep the exit pass pinned in deep. Roth at the line, along the boards, one-touch pass, steal behind the net. Puck on the back of the net, we'll get a whistle, and an offensive zone faceoff coming up. Johnson, Van Stone, Martin, Roth, and Johnson out on the ice. Luke Johnson at the face-off dot. One free. Van Stone, backhand. Deflected up out of play. We'll do it again. .4:16 left, third period. Long delayed. Center's going to get tossed for the Knights. That was a long hold of the puck by the official there at the dot. Tied up, held free. Van Stone can't get a shot away. It was poked off his stick. Coots to the offensive zone. Shot goes behind the net. Roth has his pocket picked. Thompson's there on the save. Luke Johnson able to force the puck out to neutral ice where it's picked up by Van Stone. Van Stone all on his own. Has a shot from distance. Olsen saves. Puck played up and around. Cordova picks it up forehand at the slot. Can't pull it in to get a shot. Knights coming the other way. That shot's deflected around behind. Lewis deflects the pass. Now Jarvis at the point. One-timer tipped wide. Coots sends it behind again. Picked up by number 56. Going back post. Thompson, big save as he goes side to side. Just over 3 minutes to go. Still 1-goal lead for the Knights. Face-off tied up, played clear by Melissa. Wormlinger brings it back to his own zone. Plays ahead. Deflected by Cordova. Didn't get enough to intercept it. Phillips shot. Thompson saves. Face-off dropped. Burgess picks it up, flings it out of the zone. Cordova can't pick it up. He was trying to get it ahead of Lopez. That's offside. No call. Dumped in by Melissa to the corner. Goes Steele. He's got Cordova down there with him. Burgess, one-timer, deflection, comes free. Centering for Steele. He just couldn't grab the handle on it. Backdoor again. Steele off the side of the cage. Steele circling, looking for a chance. Burgess sends it back to Steele. Burgess keeps it in the zone, but nobody home as he tries to dump it in the corner, and we're going to get an icing whistle right about the 2-minute mark. 2:07 to go. 1-goal game. Jackson Steele, a couple chances there to knot it up. Hit the side netting once. Couldn't find the handle the second time as he crossed through the slot. Martin, Luke Johnson, Brandon Van Stone, Roth, and Jonathan Lewis, the 5 on the ice in white sweaters. Luke Johnson to take the face-off. Knight Center's going to get tossed. Face-off tied up. Martin able to pull it free. Lewis through everyone that was knocked down and handled out front. It's going to be jumped down. We're going to get another icing whistle here. Just under 2 to blow. Another line change coming here for Mission. They'll get Cordova, Steele, and Melissa back out on the ice. Defensively, it's still Lewis and Roth. Steele to take the face off against Kuntz. Tied up, pulled free. Melissa had it roll off his stick as he tried to grab it. Kuntz drifts wide, shoots. Thompson deals with it. Poke check. Ends up behind the net. Players go down in a heap. No call either way. Jackson Steele drags it out of the zone. Plays ahead looking for Mark Melissa. Melissa and Luma behind the net. Steele now with it. Goalie off for Mission. Steele. Fires it in. Steele scores! Steele scores! 6-6. Steele scores! 1:25 to go, and we're tied! Down 5-2 entering the third period. Now we're knotted at 6. And another goal for the captain. Minute 25 on the clock. We're knotted at a half a dozen apiece. Underway, face-off, sitting on the dot. On top of it is the nice player, no whistle. Big hit delivered by Roth. Phillips had the puck, no call. Cordova pokes it into the zone. Steele keeps it in at the line. Couch with it. Chance for the Knights, 3-on-3, hits the outside of the cage. Whipped around, under a minute to go. Puck flipped high. Thompson plays center field and drops that down in his glove. Roth, Lewis, Steele, Cordova, Melissa on the ice. 53 seconds to go in a tie game. Back underway. Knights play it to the point. Shot blocked. Cordova, backhand flip ahead. It's knocked down by Jarvis, but they're offside. Roth, behind his own net. Along the boards. Chip pass just over the stick. Bouncing puck. Catches Jackson Steele out. One of the few misplays of the night from the captain. Now Lewis. Around for Melissa. Melissa slows it down. Finds Cordova. Cordova, one touch to Steele. Steele the offensive zone. Crowd to their feet. Steele tries to go through 2 players. He gets stood up. Melissa keeps it in. Melissa shoots. That's deflected. Phillips loses the puck in the neutral zone. 7 seconds to go. Roth sends one in deep. Time will expire on the third period, and we're going to head to overtime. 6-6 the score. Yes. 3-on-3, 10-minute overtime now coming up. Winner goes on. Loser has their season come to a crashing halt. Jackson Steele, all 6 goals for this Mission team as he put them on his shoulders, carried them into this overtime period. Golden goal, 3-on-3. Here we go. Hoover has to head back to the box. Cordova, Melissa, Steele on the ice for Mission. Kuntz, Phillips, Jarvis on the ice for the Knights. Teams being told to switch ends. "49 minutes couldn't separate them." And we get set for overtime here, 3-on-3. It's the Knights in control first. It's Phillips. Phillips across the line through through a poke check, lost his edge, able to get back up and get to the puck. No whistle. Jarvis loses control of the puck. Melissa takes it over. Melissa across the line with it, looking for Steele. It was behind him. Steele's going to pick it up, sends it back down to Cordova. Cordova back to Steele. Melissa tangled up, loses the puck at the line. Cordova will be able to get to it first. Cordova, hook, tall. Penalty coming up against the Knights, and it's going to be 4-on-3 for Mission. 9:12 to go. Big time mistake from Jarvis, or from Kuntz, I should say. Got his stick. He was tapping away at the stick of Cordova, but he got it too high, got it up in the hands, and hooking the call as he took down Cordova. Four on three now, 2 minutes. Steele to take the face-offs. Got Melissa behind him. Lewis to his left. Cordova all the way back at the blue line. Pulled out. Back post, and Lewis had crashed in just too far. Cordova takes it out to neutral ice. Lewis back to Cordova. Off his skates, ahead to Melissa. Melissa into the offensive zone. He fires. That's saved by Olsen. Steele will pick it up. Back to Melissa. Cordova. Hard pass. Hops off his stick. Cordova fans on the attempt to keep it in. Couch is going to come away with it. Couch now has his stick lifted. Loses possession. Lewis. Jonathan Lewis into the offensive zone. Melissa makes way for Van Stone. Back to Lewis. Fakes the pass, gets it to Steele. Lewis trying to find a lane to shoot. Under a minute to go. Goes cross ice, Van Stone. Down low to Cordova. Cordova. Cordova scores! Overtime game winner! Gabriel Cordova! Mission wins! Mission wins! And they pile up in front of the younger fans. All the other Mission players from other teams here tonight to celebrate, here tonight to be with the team. And after trailing by 3, swapping goalies, down 5-3, heading into the third, Mission wins 7-6. 6 goals by way of Jackson Steele, the game winner off the stick of Gabriel Cordova, the assistant captain. Huge effort by the backup Caden Thompson, who came into the relief early in the second period. Kept his team in it. They hung around. They came back and they won. Mission will move on to play the Bobcats in the championship series. That'll be 10:30 in the morning on Saturday. And we'll get you a location here in just a second. Final score, Mission 7, Knights 6.